Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Man, I don't have my singing voice today. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday News Update. Boy, do we have some news to talk about today. We have a special guest who's going to join us for the first segment to help us break it down. And we have you, each and every one of you. It's great to see you here this morning. Just the Dutchy Weatherman. We've got Snortopoopas Cuber. We've got the lovely Juliet out there. Ulan Kumia is joining us, and so many more. Thank you for being here, everybody. I want to say the generosity had already broken out early with our good friend Mark Fields dropping a $10 super duper chat to say positive vibes to you all. Have a beautiful day, and here's to peaceful roads ahead. I love your sentiment, my friend. Each and every day, it starts everybody off on the proper footing, in the proper direction, and hopefully with peace in their hearts. Set Like Gaming's in the house. Good to see you, friend. We got a few other folks rolling in as well, including Tobak. The lovely Georgia Peach, good morning to you, dear. And Tobak, I'm going to answer, we're going to answer a bunch of these questions. Sorry the thumbnail threw you off, but, it's kind of the best way to do the conversation. We got our good friend Morgan King here, all the way from Canada. And let's see, who else popped through? Oh, the lovely Jill is here. Good morning, Jill. I hope things are going well. Hope you're better and up and around. By the way, no King's Day to you and to yours, for whatever that means to anybody. Lee Kindler is out there, and so are many others like Low Spec, Linux Gaming. We got David in the house, so let's go. Woo-hoo. Okay, we are going. And thank you, Ruby Hoo, for gifting a Culture Casino membership. All right. OC Dobbins is here from Hollywood. And it's good to see you, friend. Come going. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday indeed to everybody. And the amazing Staccato DDS, one of the busiest mans on the planet. Whew, I just read some interesting stories about my friends in California. I guess if your house burns down in California, you have to pay like $63,000 to get it reconnected to gas. I don't know why. That's what people are having to pay, because it's considered new construction. California is in trouble, kids. I'm just going to say it. Barry the Music Man is here. So many others. We don't have our guests for long, so we're going to be moving into the stories very quickly. Holy crap, that music came through loud. Sorry about that. I'll have to fix that on the next go round. That service dog in the house. Good to see you, friend. Welcome to that geek place for gamers to park it. There you go. I love that sentiment, because it does seem like the combination of two amazing things. And it actually is, in probably a unique way. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But we want to say good morning to Penny. We want to say good morning to Snakes and Funerals. We want to say hi to everybody out there. It's going to be a good day, folks. It's going to be a good day. Every day going forward should be a good day. Tender Warrior 68 in the house. So great to see you, friend. I hope you are having an extraordinary beginning to your weekend. And thank you for the generosity of 5 Culture Casino memberships. You are amazing. Look at those names. Go green. Thank you, Tender Warrior. You're always very generous to the channels and the fellowship, and I truly appreciate it. We got Spirian out there. We've got, we've Jeff out there in a couple of different ways, I guess. Pogue is here, receiving a gift membership, and so many more. So without further ado, Clifflix is in the house. Love this guy. You should check out his channel. Don't leave here just yet, but when we get done, check out Clifflix. It's good to see you. Helena J is in the house, and so is JB's Spooky Review. So are we going to be on time now? Oh, I am. I'm always on time and on budget. Just going to say, because, you have to run these channels on a budget. Yeah. We got Frank in the house. I had a Frank. Frank's here. We got Karen Hawkins out there. Good to see you, Karen. And several more folks. So thanks for popping in. For those of you on the green machine, I am not missing you. I want to say thank you again for being over there. Hard to miss when you see the G&G emblem up with that park place. All right, let's get to it. Jared Markham, let's talk about this first story. I'm going to put the story up here, and then we're going to ask our guest in to kind of help me break it down. I think that's the fair way to do it. Here's our news story. That Park Place. Now, this is going to look remarkably similar to the one that's up on the G&G website because it's the same story. The Park Place is proud to announce on Geeks and Gamers that we are joining forces to bring you even more news and coverage with a heavy dose of the 199 thrown in. The brief history of That Park Place. You guys already know our founder and primary scooper, WW Pro, put this all together in 2021. Talked into the fact that he needed to be out there after being quoted by a lot of sites, including Breitbart and the Daily Wire, Tim Pool, and many more. This particular endeavor in 1 year has built a reputation for news excellence in the entertainment sphere. And I just want to say that it's very, very impressive. So the site's grown, collaborating with more creators, writers, journalists like the editor-in-chief, Marvin Montanaro, who we actually have as a guest here. And let's just talk a little bit about what's happened over the course of the last year and some of the things that transpired, and the fact that it just took getting these people together to make this happen. So, as I said, without further ado, I'll bring in the dude. What's going on,
Hey,
Marv?
Culture.
Hey,
How's it
buddy.
going?
It's fantastic. Thanks for being here this morning. I really kind of wanted to make sure everybody's getting the right message out of this because
Right.
That Park Place isn't going away, right?
Correct.
The pros still owns everything,
Yep.
and obviously G&G isn't going away, right?
Right.
And they have an amazing team over there. People that are my friends that I've known for a long time. We have an amazing team. People who are my friends that I've known a long time. But maybe you break down some of the questions
Sure.
we've had in the chat, because Tobak asks a good early one. And I'll bring that up in just a second, but I don't want to cover you up. I just want to speak it out loud. So why would G&G need to team up with That Park's Place? They already have a theme parks dedicated channel, Park Hoppin'. I guess stay tuned to find out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I can speak to that.
good.
We are combining forces. Not we're coming on board with them not as a theme park, um, news source. We are coming on board with them as just a news source. So we are pooling our resources together to cover all of entertainment. We're talking about movies, TV, video games, and yes, theme parks as well. We'll continue to cover theme parks on That Park Place. There is the theme park tab on Geeks and Gamers as well, and we are going to be pooling our resources along with um the uh, with Park Hoppin', which is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and we are going to be able to provide that much more coverage, because now we're going to have more of a team
Yeah.
that will be covering all things theme parks. I mean, we are going to have people on the ground in Orlando. We will have people on the ground in California. We
Yeah.
will be able to provide coverage on a much larger scale than TPP or Geeks and Gamers Park Hoppin' ever were able to do on their own. So we're not combining into one entity. We are becoming one team, and that team will serve both entities, That Park Place and Geeks and Gamers. So neither is going away.
Right.
Um,
And one big advantage, and I'll just say this out loud while I highlight the fact that Tulls not only became a member of the channel at the rewards club level, Tulls gifted 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Tulls, for that. Much appreciated. And thanks for becoming a member. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I mean that was my answer to that question. It's
Yeah.
going to be so I am now the editor in chief of That Park Places. I have been, but I'm also the managing editor of Geeks and Gamers. Now, Alex Gurzo is the editor in chief over there. Him and I are working together every single day to coordinate articles and figure out what we want to do editorially. And then we have Jonas over both of us, who is the director of website operations, who's going to be overseeing the entire kit and caboodle here. But
Yeah.
now the other great thing, Culture, is that we're going to be able to highlight popular creators in the space,
Mhm.
independent content creators who, need that spotlight shown on them as well. We have one up today just about the Critical Drinker in his takedown of Taika Waititi and the
Oh, that
Thor
was
franchise.
great. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did a fantastic video and it deserves to be spotlighted. And on geeksandgamers.com, we are going to be able to do stuff like that. We are going to have a dedicated community writer whose entire job is going to revolve around covering the YouTube community and covering the Fellowship and the 199 and the Gigawatts and everybody.
Yeah, I think what people aren't realizing is I'm watching in the background as part of a team here. Uh,
You are part of the team.
I know, um, but I'm not writing as much as I used to. I'll probably write a few more things, but
Oh, yeah, I mean,
um,
culture, you're obviously lazy and don't do anything
yeah,
ever. You're
well,
on YouTube
I
24/7.
apparently I'm a perma-guest on people's shows, but anyway, um, the conversation is that everybody's combining resources so we can have a bigger presence. We need to do that in order to fight off the idea that YouTube and a lot of these other platforms are trying to go Hollywood, or I should
Mhm.
say YouTube is trying to eat Hollywood, as somebody else said earlier today. Um,
Well,
I'll just I'll just say it this way. Um, we are going to have a bigger footprint this way. So all the Culturians that are out there watching right now, and all of the monster movie monster fans, and everybody from the G&G side of the equation, from Ryan and that amazing team over there, it's just going to be a bigger footprint. It's
yeah,
people sharing ideas and people collaborating. It's going to be a lot better than I think I've ever seen it.
yeah, I wanna make sure people know this is not like a corporate merger, it's not like
No,
one entity absorbing the other one. What it is the Avengers, the Justice League, like, there came a day unlike any other when, you have to the team has to come together in order to face a great threat, and the threat that we are facing, culture, is not anyone in our space because we do not
no.
consider ourselves as competing with
Competitors,
any
yeah,
independent news organization or YouTube channel or anything like that. We celebrate everyone in the new media who has their own platform, and we wish them luck, and we're all praying for them. What we are after, and our foe, and what we have united to go against, is the legacy media, the Axis media, the IGNs of the world, the
right,
Polygons of the world, the Kotakus,
right.
the ones that are in the pockets of corporate Hollywood that are spreading lies to people. Those are the ones that we are out there to try and push back against, and to upset to upset the narrative that they are trying to put out there by
O
telling the truth.
Yeah, and you probably missed the announcement, if you haven't checked either of the websites today, but it's out there front and center for all to see. That Park Place and G&G have teamed up. Nobody's bought the other,
Yeah.
none of that, but they've teamed up to have a bigger presence in the space, so that again we are more effective at with all of the creators that are going to be highlighted, as Marvin said, um, just to fight everything we've been fighting. We can't stop. We need to be diligent for a very long time for this to go away. So, and look, we've got some of the best. I mean, Alex is great, Marvin's great, Jonas is great. So, if we deceived you a little bit about Jonas, being ousted from his position, or
Jonas deceived you. I'm not taking any credit for that
okay, well,
ridiculous thing that they did.
I kind of helped, but I just, I
I did nothing with that. I was
uh,
just like, I'm gonna
okay. All right. Well, I just want to say that I'm looking forward to it. Anything I missed, like, are we going to see crossover people on Park Hop, and how is it going to work video wise? Do you know?
not sure yet. We're ironing out some details still, and there's a lot of things that we're not ready to announce yet that we have already worked out behind the scenes as well. But what I will say is there's a lot of collaboration going on. There's a lot of behind the scenes conversation going on. And the other thing that I really want to point out here is it's not just geeks and gamers and that Park Place. We are also working very closely now with Criticless,
That's right.
and yeah, Blaine and his team over there have what they have created is this user-driven review score aggregation platform that does not have any of the professional critics. You're not going to get Grace Randolph's opinions over there. You're not going to get the people from the Shill Access Media. This is real people who are going to see these movies, and instead of Rotten Tomatoes, which hides the score, at Criticless they present the audience score as the only score because that is the only score that actually matters. It is peer review of movies, and it has its own dedicated app, and we are super excited to be working with them as well, Culture.
Oh no, indeed. I mean, Blaine's a great dude. We've had lots of fun time spent with him, and again, these there's a lot of interpersonal connections that have happened in the background because of this, and it's very simple or an easy to get a Criticless account, and it's totally worth it,
Yep.
and you can even get verified over there. So it's kind of a neat thing. I was one of the early people over there. Blaine with me made sure I was one of the
Don't brag
early
around my
adopters.
culture, my god.
Well, hey, but but like you said, this is going to be something more dynamic than you've seen before because you're going to see a lot of creators pointing to other creators, and that's something we need to do more. Again, a lot of systems are working against us, and we have a system of our own now. So,
Right? Yeah.
can you stick around for a few super chats if you've
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
time? Okay, all right. Let's see. We got um, Rodimus Supreme saying, "Behold, parks and gamers." Yeah, kind of, yeah, kind of. And I'm glad to distract Mark's 47 this morning. I'm also glad to say it's good to see the wild man of Yavin, and especially for this question for five Culture Casino Cash saying, "All I want to know while Marvin is here to listen." Please, CC, tell us about these fermented beans and such. Well,
No,
uh,
no, no. Why do you wanna hurt me, Wild Man of Yavin? I thought we were friends.
All I know is that fermented chicken feed is was wonderful, and it's really good
Do
for
you
your
have chickens?
chickens. Huh?
Do you have chickens?
I'm I'm I can't I will neither confirm or deny, but I will say that that particular feed is really healthy for the chickens. It increases yields, and
Makes them better fighters for when you put them in the ring and take
no,
the
no, 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 no. It's
Oh,
just
no, oh, that not that you're not doing chickens for that reason, okay.
no, no, no. It's for producing better eggs. You can produce better eggs. You can get
Right, better
more
eggs
yield out of
than
that. Yeah.
than.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Richard James says, "Feel the love." I do.
Buy a little blade to put on the beak too. I heard it
Uh,
makes it more exciting.
anyway, so I assume that Jay, Ryan, and Jeremy will be guests on Pro at times. I,
That's up to my side of this is the
yeah,
editorial side.
yeah,
So, yeah, I have nothing to do with who guests on whose YouTube. So, I couldn't speak to that.
yeah. But I imagine there'll be the cross pollination always happens,
Yeah,
collaboration. So I wouldn't. I
and Jay
again,
has been on Pro
yeah,
many times.
yeah.
So,
And Jay's like you know talented and stuff. I will say this. Thank you to our friend Mark Daly for Pritzker won 1.4 million at a casino. He's always been lucky. As a kid, he found a golden ticket in a Wonka bar and survived a spill into the chocolate river. Yeah, he does look very much like Augustus Gloop, I believe.
well, you win 1.4 million at a casino, but do you have a Culture Casino poker chip like
I
I
don't
do?
know. That's true. That's
Not even
very, very
Mexican
true.
Iron Man has that.
Yeah, well, he will. He will. And of course, our wonderful friend Staccato DDS, very generous today with a $10 super duper chat, says, "This is cool, but how many times do we need to prove that Disney sucks?" I don't think it'll even be that. I mean, the neat thing about this collaboration is, as Marvin said early, I think, is that we will have people on the ground on both coasts regularly. You're going to get stories as they happen, not only for Disney, but also for Universal as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, universal coverage is gonna be a big part of what we're doing as well. It's not just gonna be Disney stuff. I really wanna bring coverage to SeaWorld stuff too,
Yeah.
because I feel that SeaWorld is, kind of an unsung hero in a lot of things because they do a lot of really great I mean, SeaWorld has a really bad rap, obviously, from Blackfish and things like that, but modern SeaWorld does a lot of amazing conservation efforts, and, and I think SeaWorld is a lot of fun. They work so much harder for every dollar that they earn because they have to, because
It's
that
like
that
not
documentary killed them.
yeah, and it's like Knott's Berry in SoCal, in Southern California, Knott's Berry Farm. That's amazing. And here's something you'll hear from probably both channels regularly and both websites regularly. It's going to be coverage for Dollywood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we are I love covering Dollywood. I always love whenever we get to write articles about Dollywood, and now with a larger team, we're gonna be able to focus more on, stories related to Dollywood.
Yeah. And I'm kind of excited about all of this. In a way that I haven't been for a long time. New endeavors always take a minute to click, but this thing looks like it's going to be huge right out of the gate, and that's something special, truly. Um, and JB's spooky review says, "I like Criticless, but it does show how dumb the average person is."
Look,
Well,
I mean, you're clearly talking about Jonas's Criticless account because he has a lot of hot takes on there, but
well, they're kind of like lukewarm takes, but yeah,
that's the thing I like about Criticless, though, is that you can see the differing opinions of
yeah,
everybody. Because, the beautiful thing about opinions is that everyone's got them, and you can't say that someone's opinion is ever wrong, and Criticless just gives you a aggregation platform for opinions where you can then discuss those opinions, where you can bring up, like, point and counterpoint. I think it's fantastic.
no, I'm with you 100%. Archer Merchant weighs in for 5, says, "Now you guys will have more exclusive front row seats and resources to Diz continued collapse, be it film, brand, etc."
Well, we are watching them make a lot of big mistakes, so
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, and Staccato made a really good point. I mean, how many times can we say, Disney bad? Well, we can say a lot of other things are good, and I think that's going to be the nice counter narrative now, is Marvin and I and others will be able to kind of shine a light on the things that are good, because there are good things, folks. I mean, we you may not hear it very often from any of us, but there are good things, really. I promise.
that's an interesting one that Keep It Real just said about Dolly doing some kind of Walt tribute. I would love to see that.
It'd be pretty amazing.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I don't
switch.
know if she could do a riverboat, though. I don't remember seeing a body of water in Dollywood.
I'm not sure it's there. I had to change the format because I wanted you to not be blocked by supers. But
Oh,
um,
that only took you 20 minutes to figure out.
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Clifflix comes through with another $5 in Culture Cash, saying, "What is the MegaCon plan this year?
We're gonna be there.
We're gonna be there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we're gonna be there, and we're gonna be there in force, I think. I might even be doing some things at MegaCon that I can maybe promote this year, which
That'd be great because you deserve it. Whether or not you guys know this, Marvin's a prolific and talented writer, and I don't think he's. I mean, obviously because of the journalism he does, but I mean, a like actual writer. Like he is capable of writing things, and
I've so
he.
I've I can what I've started to tell people now is, I have written over 30 novels. I just can't discuss them because there's an NDA. I ghost wrote. I was a ghost writing situation.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, I am working on the first major novel that I am ever going to put out as myself. That I'm
Oh,
going to put
sweet.
out via our platforms, and that I'm going to present to the world. I'm very, very excited about it. I mean, it's not gonna be short, I can already tell because I'm 2 chap I have a prologue and 2 chapters, and I'm already at 10,000 words. But, it's gonna be, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's an idea that I've had, percolating for a long time.
Yeah, I think I can't wait to see that, and I think you deserve credit for what you have done. Eventually, I'm sure you'll get it, but I just have to say, if you get a chance to hear him talk about his craft, that is a unique experience and privilege because he's so capable. It was
Oh,
a
thank
very interesting presentation, so thanks for that. Sergeant Giratina is here to say, I see you were invited on last call's stream weeks ago. I couldn't attend last night. I had to make sure I made my appearance on Lauren and Apollo, and I'm old, so I needed sleep. So there's that. Chef Eddie's here. This is going to make Marvin happy. Happy birthday, Culture Casino. Well, my birthday month doesn't come up until November, so we're just a few days away now. But and I hope all this extra merger work won't interfere with the purple potato crop. Absolutely won't. It was really Marvin and Jonas and the team over at G&G that were doing the heavy lifting. I just got an update occasionally here and there. So yeah. Not gonna lie, not my magic. Other people's magic, but the magic's always here. So at least I think so. Karen Hawkins says, would love to have a few chickens in the garden, but we're not allowed them in the UK unless the council would agree. Ah, that's a
So you
real
can't you
shame.
can't have chickens or knives, apparently, or mace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's no bueno. Um, Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of people in the chat. Thank you all. I got Lagus Parsec joining us today. Um, I just think it'll be great for the news sphere because I mean, a lot of us that are people that do videos are going to be able to use even more articles and from more a wider set of voices, and I think that's something that we really needed. So, hey, Dean, good to see you. I think I had a couple more, and then I think I'll let you go because I know you
Good.
need to go
I do have
because
quite a bit of work to do
he's
today.
still editing and writing, guys. He's got a pretty full plate now.
Yep.
Uh,
Two websites
yeah.
to take care of now.
There you go. Hey, Newhouse Bruce. When was the merger sealed? You can answer that.
Actually, I can't. I don't really know when. I mean, we announced it yesterday, and it's been in works for a long, long time. As far as when it was like signed, sealed, and delivered, that's not a process that I was involved with, so I can't really speak to it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I would say the official date was yesterday because I mean everything changed for everybody
Well, that's the day that
yesterday.
we relaunched Geeks and Gamers website. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and if you take a look at everything, it's kind of everything's in a better format. It all looks good.
I mean,
I
I will say I know that this has been in the works for a very long time.
yeah. Well,
With this, I mean, conversations about this started shortly after I came on at that Park Place.
yeah. Yeah. And that's so very true. Ah, here we go from our friend Tulls. Thank you, Tulls, with Danish krona, I believe. Is that right? DKK.
I
I
think that's
think
what that means. Yeah.
I think so. It says, "Here, have a super sticker. It is a super pair. I love those. By the way, the super stickers I love. I know a lot of people don't like, get super inspired by them, but I do. I think they are amazing and a unique way to celebrate. So thank you for the 100 Danish kroner. I appreciate it. What else is happening? Well, wait. Tony Piacente exercises enormous generosity with 5 Culture Casino memberships. We have generous people here with us today. Thank you for that. And look at all those people getting fresh memberships. And thanks for being here. Um, Amazing stuff. Eminem Fish is joining us this morning. And Angela Richter with her amazing tiger drops a Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. Look at all those names go green. We are going to get to 1,000 members once again, courtesy of all of you, which I appreciate so very much. On that note, Marvin, I know you got to go. Any final words? Any final thoughts? Anything you want to promote beyond G&G, Criticalist? Your
You
channels.
can check out my channel, Tooneytown
Yeah.
TV. I would love to get some more people over there. We are growing. We're over 5,500 subscribers now, and on the road to 10,000. So we would love to have more people over there. I do a morning show at 9 o'clock on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays called Marvin Movie Monster in the Morning, where we dissect some of the news from that Park Place and Geeks and Gamers, where I'm able to actually give my opinions on it because I tend to not try to give opinions in my actual work. And we have a live stream Thursday nights at 8 p.m. over on Tooneytown TV called Toonie Talk TV, where it's myself, Kevin Apollo, Trish, Lauren Connor, Martin Stone, Nolan Thunder, and we kind of dissect the news and degenerate into just random conversations. But also tonight, around I think 7:30 or 7:45, we're going to start up on Tooneytown Wrestling, my pro wrestling channel. We are going to be watching AEW Wrestle Dream and commenting on it and probably hating our lives more than a little bit.
Yeah, you probably are. But hey, we're going to send our audience over to you from the that game place live
Oh, thank
stream.
you.
Yeah, which happens around there or something. I don't know. Anyway, I know this much. We have a lot going on, and we're very thankful you had the time to share with us today
Thankful to
about
be here.
everything that's going on. And
Been too long since I've come on your channel.
it's been too long, indeed. Chef Eddie says, now that the merger is complete, will you guys be putting in a bid for Warner Brothers, or are
You
you still waiting for the
Yes,
FTC
we
approval?
will put in a bid for Warner Brothers, and first order of business will be to fire James Gunn and fix Superman.
Wow, that's a big order. It's a tall
I'm sorry, I
order.
know you love that movie, but
No, it would be great to see Henry Cavill again. I'm just gonna say. And from Richard James for $2, $2 in Culture Cash says highest level of respect to everyone involved. Indeed,
right back to you, buddy.
it took a lot of behind the scenes pro Jeremy, um, uh, Jonas especially. Jonas, you guys don't even know. Jonas was working like crazy.
Jonas has been working on this for so long, and he was instrumental to it. I mean,
Yeah.
like, everyone was instrumental to it from, from Jeremy to Ryan to Jonas to Pro to Valiant. They have all worked on it so hard, but I think Jonas was really instrumental to this, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, he is a hero, folks. He probably would run away from that kind of praise, but I think
He would.
Marvin and I both know it was he was working his tail off. On that note, I just want to say thank you to all the generosity for everybody here, and thank you for getting your questions in to the man who could certainly answer them. We're going to go on to cover the criticalist element here just in a moment, and I want to say thank you for joining me. So,
Thank you.
guys, say goodbye to Marvin, and we'll get moving on. So we're gonna go back to the main screen and say thank you, Marvin, for being here. Much appreciated as he exits the planet. Okay, I mean not literally, but look, Barry the Music Man asked a question here, unrelated to the events we were talking about a moment ago, saying these No Kings people on TV, their presidential candidate didn't get voted for. LOL. Well, see, a lot of people don't even realize that you know the Democratic candidate didn't actually get the normal process to become the candidate. I mean, she's just kind of the candidate. Uh, Cleared a lot of barriers for her. Gave us a lot of word salad for their efforts, though. So that's 100% an accurate statement. There was not a normal process. 107 days. She wrote a book. Nobody's buying it. All right. Angela Richter, what did I miss? Well, let's get back to the news screen and just say once again before I move on to the next story. Um, that Park Place and Geeks and Gamers have combined efforts going forward. And well, I would just say news merger because neither company owns the other; both independent still. Um, that Park Place is working with G&G and vice versa, and you're going to all be better for it. The G&G platform had visual changes yesterday. That Park Place will have some similar additions, subtractions as well. There's a lot going into this, and there are a lot of unsung heroes, people in the background that you won't even know their names, that really put a solid effort into this. So I have to say nothing but praise for the efforts of Jonas J. Campbell, the team at G&G, WDW Pro, Jeremy specifically, Ryan, and everybody over there. They really knocked their heads together to make this happen. So it's very exciting. I don't know if I could say um, anything more than that. All I have is compliments and a big shout out and thank you to Marvin, who now is going to work harder than ever. Thank you to the Joker voice. So great to see you, my friend. Hope to see you in Vegas again this year. Congrats to TPP and G&G. Indeed. 199. 199. Let's move on to the other element of this that we didn't really talk as much about as I was hoping. Criticless is now involved and directly tied with G&G as well. This is an enormous announcement. This really is going to take Criticless to the next level, and it should. This is an open platform that you can give your opinion on film and television and put it up there with others. This is the fellowship and the public's version of Rotten Tomatoes, where the scale is well up to you, and it's pretty amazing. You can also warn people if there's a content problem in a film or television show, so that they don't accidentally let their young ones watch it. And much like what I try to do in videos, they're doing in the form of writing. Oh, and by the way, they also link to the video reviews done by a lot of creators that also go over here. So if you want to see all the bad takes that Jonas has, Criticless is the place to do that. And of course, this is directly tied to an amazing show over on one of Drunk 3PO's channels, um, which I think is always a lot of fun. ASCII says for 5 Culture Casino cash, Just a small donation to the cause of growing fruits and nuts. Reminds me of the Dems. Thank you, Asking. Criticless is cool. You guys should check it out. You can get verified or whatever it is through a short process. Just don't accidentally mistype your birthday. Um, I know from experience that if you do that a couple of times, it gives you a middle finger. So there's that. Um, yeah, look, Blaine's a great guy. He's allowed to have bad opinions. We all do. I mean, Horror Armorata actually reinforced that with me the other day. Uh, so she's making great posts over on X. So there's that. I'm just really excited. Um, because you can go over here and comment like Siskel and Ebert, um, and go up against Blaine Andrews and everybody else there that may have a bad take, short circuit, many other things. There's a list of bad takes, but that's okay. That's okay. We all have them. Again, I like to famously tell everybody. Um, that I'm a huge Showgirls fan. So what does that tell you? Anyway, let's uh let's um let's see if you guys can get into this. If not, I understand, but the fact that everything's coming together, and this is from obviously the G&G site. We're over here on geeksandgamers.com with this story, and I'm pretty stoked. Can you guys tell that I'm excited? Very excited by this. I hope so. Um, let's move along. That's right. Follow Caveat Ties on Criticless. There you go. Uh, over on the Rumble side. All right, let's keep going. We got some other news out there. We got to say a happy and good morning to Apollo Muse Minion. Greetings, dear. I hope you're doing well and being safe. There's Eric K. I cannot tell. What can't you tell? What can't you tell, Eric K? I'm looking. Did I miss something? Probably. Always missing something. Snortopoopus is snuffling over there. All right, let's keep going. We've got a story that somebody mentioned earlier. I want to talk about. What concerns me the most is how the coverage is going on these No King's Day things. The fact that it's actually part of the news cycle for the trade papers, because they are obviously cover news, television, and broadcast news. The problem with all of that is that they are pretty much one-sided opinions from just one side of the equation, and they're all in support of this. Now, classically, all of these are not peaceful, no matter what they tell you. There's always violence associated. So the networks are planning coverage of next round of No Kings protests on Saturday. This is a Democrat and Democrat funders thing. It's an artificial thing, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're paying these protesters as well. They've kind of identified now the networks that support um, all of the bad actors. So I have a feeling that this might be the last No Kings, and I think they probably know that as well. Networks are planning the coverage nationwide. I would tell you avoid those areas like the plague if you can. Thousands of events are being planned across the country, but there will be a few differences from the last day of demonstration in June. This time it is taking place amid a government shutdown. Yeah, because the Democrats have kept the government shut down and they aren't going to reopen it until after this event. I think you're going to see a lot of people bend the knee. And I think the conversation about healthcare and other stuff is complete garbage. So it looks like Bernie Sanders and his I'm a socialist, but not really act is going to be in DC. And you're going to see Chris Murphy and Bill Nye and Mendy Hassan. there as well. Bill Nye will be interesting because he's a pretend science guy. So there's that. Eric K says, stand up for us to tell you're excited. I'm good. I'm good, Eric K. But thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. Trump's not going to be in D.C. He's going to be at Mar-a-Lago as of yesterday. So smart man. Get out of there. Robert De Niro, former celebrity and actor, is helped mobilize participation with a video last week that noted that democracy has survived for 250 years. And it's the same talking points. No, but no, we have a would-be king who wants to take it away. King Donald the First. F that. Well, the problem is the messaging doesn't hit well, because if he was actually doing that, none of these things would be happening. They'd be stifled, like what's happening in the UK. If you want to look at a new king, I think Charles should be worried, because Starmer sure acts like one. C-SPAN is going to be carrying the DC rally today, which already started. No, not quite. It hasn't started quite yet. It'll start here in about 15 minutes. I just don't know why anybody would want to be there. You're looking to find trouble if you go. That's all I can say. I just realized I was muted. I don't know how that happened. I got muted, and I don't know how. I didn't mute me. Everything's on. I had to hit the mute button. That's weird. When did I go mute on you guys? That's crazy. I don't know what happened. You guys aren't deaf. I was just going to say that De Niro's crazy, and I said Dean Krantz said that in a university town he doesn't expect anything, and I think that's true. I think I fixed it, guys. I don't know what. There's lots of weird stuff happening on my end, guys. I don't know what's been going on. Commander Ed Straker. Shadow just laughs at me. So, no, it just about 3 minutes. Wow. Okay. All right. I don't know what was going on. There was no reason for that. Goodness. When the scene changed away from. Oh, okay. That's what happened. All right. Regardless, we'll have to see. I don't expect anything but violence to occur in a decent chunk of these. The rest are probably going to be not quite as violent, or with no violence, I hope. But we'll see. You're under attack, says Penny. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. At least 2 or 3 minutes. All right. I didn't really add much more other than to comment on your comments. So there's that. Good morning, Dutch Butters. I'm sending everybody your way here in about an hour, my friend. You guys are going to be headed over to see Salty Nerd Podcast, my friends over there that do a great show that I enjoy. Channel Surf says Culture's channel is under attack. You know what, Channel Surf? It's always under attack. In fact, I am the only channel that releases stuff and does daily live streams. Well, I'm not the only channel, but it's funny because it's better for me to do live streams to get to talk to you guys because YouTube's not promoting any of my videos. It's really insane. Andy W says Portland will be a mess as always. Yeah, that's what I worry about. Still have friends and people I know in Oregon. Not great. But again, no kings is not the only thing. The UK has been in the middle of massive scandal for a long time. The royals have been a hot mess for a bit. And one of the main royals isn't a main royal anymore. The conversation around Prince Andrew has never been great, especially after his pal Jeffrey came to town and was able to get information on him that is unflattering to him and the royals. Prince Andrew's had to drop royal titles and honors amid ongoing scandal. They tried to hide this 4 times. It didn't go away. So Prince Andrew has announced he will step away from public life and cease using his royal title and honors following discussions with King Charles III and other senior members of the royal family. In discussion with the king and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded the continued accusations about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I have decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life. With His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honors which have been conferred upon me, as I have said previously. I vigorously deny the accusations against me. So he will remain a prince, but will no longer be the Duke of York, a title which was conferred upon him by Queen Elizabeth. He has been under intense scrutiny since 2019. And there's that. He's losing a number of patronages. He will not have any of his titles, any of that stuff. A posthumous memoir by Virginia Giuffre, who died April 25th. I'm not going to say what they suggest here. Has expanded upon her allegations against Andrew specifically. It's set for release on Tuesday. That's why this is coming out now. Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice. That was finished before she left us. So there's that. Talking about the games that were played and the number of times that they engaged in intimacy that was likely not something she was interested in. So Friday's statement formalizes the gradual retreat from public life, and it'll be all over. Do you know who's going to cover this in a great way? Is going to be George the Giant Slayer. But the Royals have been a hot mess for a long time, and it's a shame. We had a lot of Anglophiles here in the United States that were in great admiration of the crown. There are probably not so many anymore. It's a shame. Karen Hawkins says David Lammy's Andrew wasn't allowed to do any royal duties, thankfully. Well, it's been a while since that. I'm telling you, those accusations they must have like solid photographic video evidence and stuff. I'm just saying this guy has been put under the most scrutiny. Chef Eddie said so. He's like Prince Harry now. I hope he doesn't want to move here now too. Hey, he's still, I believe he's still living in a royal structure. I don't think he's going to give up that and an allowance. Georgia Peach, very suspicious and quite convenient indeed. Toby Moss says he's a playboy. At 65, he was trying to relive his youth probably with Virginia. There are a lot of people in the Black Eye Club, that's true. Razorburn says, Culture, I like George. He's a rivet head too. Oh, yeah. He's great. No kings. Well, they keep kind of eliminating the royals, don't they? Clifflix. And Pro says, mash that like button for Culture. Indeed. There's one of the geniuses that got all of this amazing pop culture army together. WDW Pro. It's great to see you. Love hanging out with that guy. The results of these efforts with that Park Place and G&G are going to be felt by Hollywood and pop culture in general for a while in a very big way. It's very cool stuff. Helena J says, Culture. There are pictures of him with Virginia as a 16. Oh, no. See, yeah, I know. I've seen some of the weird massage kind of stuff. What's the primary trade negotiator for Trump? He's a very personable guy. Talks about super creep stuff that happened when he was invited to Epstein's penthouse the one time that he engaged with him socially. And he was like, from that point forward, after he was offered a massage, he and his wife never went back and engaged with them socially. They always had something better to do. So very creepy stuff. Dean Krantz says, I expect him to move to Toronto. One more mess for Canada to be famous for. Hey, apparently there was a lot of illegal stuff done by the previous guy, Castro's son. Those things dropped this morning too. Lots of weird stories this weekend. So yeah. Griffin's View says, as a fellow Elvis impersonator, I am outraged with this No King's Day. Darling, I think me and my fellow kings are gonna have to go there and use some kung fu and send them to Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, we're gonna win this race. Oh, there you go. Anyway, Culture guest on G&G soon. I don't know. I would hang out with any of my friends from G&G if I were ever asked, or anytime I'm asked, I should say. Say it better that way. Peter Graves says, top of the morning, Culture. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Mark Dilly, no Kings. Ravens running back Derrick Henry wants a word. There you go. JB's review. What's up, buddy? Spooky review. Check out his channel. Canada's only a mess because the baby boomers hate the country, their kids and their grandkids. Yeah, and they have this really weird Anglo guilt thing that I still don't understand. You were sold a lot of garbage by people that wanted to indoctrinate you. The lovely Janet from another planet. 100% truth is coming out. It's true. And look, it's not going to go away. This is one of those times they're not going to be able to run away from stuff. But let's do another one of these. Clip Flicks, you are so generous, my friend. And there's holy cow, Hayden Wayne is in the house. This is a guy you need to follow as well. He's a super good dude. I'm really interested to see how this TPP and G&G Criticless merger collab is going to work out. I have so many questions about how the content is going to be presented and how the hub for our side works. Well, man, we just had Marvin here for you to ask those questions, Hayden. What I will say is this: according to Marvin and other people that have entrusted me with a little information, the changes are, well, first of all, the biggest change I think visibly that people saw was the change in G&G's formatting of the site. I want to tell you that design of the site is amazing. It looks phenomenal. I love the little team pictures scrolling across the top and everything else that's going on there. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces or names, as bylines, and but people haven't been removed. You're going to see Alex. You're going to see Marvin. You're going to see Jonas. You're going to see Pro. You're going to see all of that. And I think you're going to see a lot more pointing fingers at other creators to like navigate around our sphere. But as far as the quality of the news coverage and everything else, Hayden, I don't think you're gonna have experienced much of a change at all, other than everybody's going to be everything's just going to be bigger, which is great. That kind of collaboration is incredible. The diversity of the team as far as their qualifications, not any of that other biased diversity garbage. But you're gonna see probably even better and broader coverage in theme parks. The video gaming probably will get a little bit more service from the channels and the outlets that do that. But I think park hopping's going to jump big, and at the same time, so is that Park Place. So I'm very excited, Hayden. I don't think there's anything to worry about other than being overwhelmed with information. The other great thing is it's going to be easier to highlight creators, up and coming channels that are growing and things like that. When somebody does something brilliant like Drinker, right? That's going to be highlighted. You're going to see a lot of stuff like that, and I there's nothing but good things going to happen here. I mean, if you listen to Jeremy's hype last night, he was hyped for a reason. Same thing with Ryan, being enthusiastic about it, and normally, it's kind of nice to be talking about something very positive in our sphere. And it'll be very positive talking about other people. So I'm very excited about it, Hayden. It's good to see you, my friend. It's been too long. I can't wait to see you at a meetup. Thanks for the super chat, Hayden. Guys should check out Hayden Wayne. Rob Altus. What a surprise. Castro's son was doing illegal things. Yeah. Is Epstein's stand up for sale yet? Andrew can go there. I don't know. Oh, you mean Island? I read that as stand. My glasses are a little dirty. Plus, I'm getting old. But Razorburn asks a very important question. Does this mean you can't have Burger Kings today? No, I think you can have your Burger King. Clifflick says for $5. I wonder if they are prepping for future horrible leaks. That's a great perspective. Maybe they know more is floating out there on Andrew and are dealing with it now. Oh, Clifflicks, that is such a great suggestion. I think you're probably right. Look, if you're a person in power right now, There are a lot of things to be concerned with. I mean, the pretend idea that has been talked about by the Democrats that are trying to get this one lady to get her, to be sworn into her office, um, to be sworn in by the speaker. Um, I mean, Speaker Johnson is not doing it until the government's not shut down anymore. And that makes a lot of sense because the government's business is not being conducted right now. So the argument has been that she's not being sworn in because they don't want to deal with the Jeffrey stuff. And it's not like all of a sudden that they're going to say, yeah, put out all the Jeffrey stuff. I really don't think they want that. If they did, they would have done it 4 years ago. They had the opportunity. They were in control of the judicial tyranny at the time, but of course they did. Look, the leverage that they have on people is so damaging that exposing them, well, it hurts them first and foremost, but it also will the leverage will be gone. They won't be able to be power brokers the way they are right now. Toback, what are you talking about, buddy? Dragon Queen is here. Your bear is complete. No way. On a side note, I have a troll now. Do you really? Okay. I was watching your good news video. That was very good news. I loved it. Keep It Real says Woodstock tune out crowd. I'm trying to tune out my brain. I'm a wild man. Do they expect me not to listen to the Three Kings of Blues? BB, Freddie, and Albert? I don't know. It'd be hard to do. Hayden's like, I was late. You're fine, buddy. You're fine. I'm just glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a minute. And thank you, Dragon Queen, for working on the bear. What do we got out there? Bears, says Snorty. All right. Trying to catch up with y'all now. Dr. Jill Powers, again, somebody who would know. For years, people have predicted the collapse of the monarchy in the UK. Socialists have taken over, and their bobbies are their new Gestapo. I'm kind of worried about the fact that the king has not put an end to the parliament in both Canada and the UK and starting fresh. Clearly, the system's all corrupt. So Hayden says, I'm excited about the great teams coming together as awesome possibilities. Oh, indeed, sir. Indeed. Tobak, why won't you just acknowledge me, Mumsy? Oh, is that what Andrew was asking the Queen to do? Probably. Cat Slave says, we don't need no King's Day. What we need, by the way, we already had that. It was back in the 1700s. Remember? We need a celebratory no Kamala Day. I'm with you. And, again, Georgia Peach is right. Truth is coming out. Hallelujah. But clueless heads will explode. It isn't pretty. No, it won't be. Tony Piacente. Let's see. If the government is closed, legally no business can be conducted. Let's just think about this deeply, because on Tuesday there's a decent chance I will be putting a new countdown timer together, telling us how many days the government's been closed. Because that's right after the intro, I play that little clock themed on the great show 24 from Fox. And I think we still won't have a government. The number keeps climbing to the days that the prediction market is thinking it's going to be more like 35 to 37 days. It just keeps climbing. If they're going to hold out for us to waste 1.5 trillion in tax money, we'll wait. I have a feeling that the speaker and leader Thune are going to try an end around to get the military people paid. Once that's done, then the power of the shutdown is lost. David Lammy's brain. English police are now the anti-FA people now. Sure looks like it. When you guys have your bobbies on video doing a lot of things that here in the States would, you know, get people fired. It's crazy. And Weatherman's right. The more that we get at the people who are very much anti-human, the more we know that they're being properly targeted. So, generic brunette in the chat. Hey, all listening to you traveling the 95, heading home. Had a great family visit. Awesome. Just be safe. Freeways have the appearance of being safe, but often are not. Gollum in the chat. Great to see you over there on the green machine. And Dude Bro Seth, who I don't think I said hi to. I just want to say hi. Penny saying hi to everybody, included inebriated Plutarch. It's good to see you. For those of you commenting on videos and on replays, thank you for that. It really does help. And if you're not sharing the stream, sharing the dream, what do I got to do? So I just want you to know I appreciate you. All right, we got another story or two, and then we got to get you over to my friends over at the Salty Nerd Podcast, which is coming up here in about 50 minutes or so. So let's talk about the changes in Hollywood very quickly. There's been a lot of analysis about this, and there's been the equal amount of paralysis. The conversations about the effects of some mergers happening. Of course, we had a great one that was announced yesterday, but we haven't talked about Skydance in a minute, so let's do that. Paramount's jobs cuts are coming much earlier than expected. You can expect them across the board, including with more CBS employees out the door. Anthony D'Alessandro wrote this on the 17th. The 17th was yesterday, and here we are. Paramount has announced that its earnings call to discuss the company's Q3 results will be on November 10. As such, it's expected that entertainment conglomerate will move up its reduction in force to the week of October 27th. This is according to sources. Usually Anthony's got it. And you'll find very quickly that they're expecting people to be out of there starting November with 2,500 to 3,000 positions. And sorry about that. And about 2,000 overseas. Those are more complicated because they have to give like a weird kind of notice to those people that they'll be out of a job. But the pink slipping in late October is only the first round, with layoffs expected to continue until the end of the year. So 2,500 to 3,000, another additional 2,000 overseas. This is going to be big. It's going to be very, very big. The Ellison Run Corporation previously announced it was eyeing about $2 billion in cost savings post-merger. They have a lot of redundancy now, And if they move forward on the bid to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery, it's not going to be at a $30 premium. It's going to be probably a little less than that. But if they were to move on, they could eliminate even more staffing. Operating three large studios, it wouldn't take nearly as many people. Apparently, Paramount already has 18,000 employees around the world, while Skydance has a staff that's under 2,000. So, what did that tell you? They may have too many employees at Paramount. Paramount declined to comment Friday on the recent job cuts update, saying, "We do not want to be a company that has layoffs every quarter." Paramount President Jeff Shell said at an August presser for Paramount. So it's going to be painful. It's always hard, but we don't want to be a company that every quarter has laying people off. There you go. So, yeah. Ellison, in a note to staff in early September, told employees that they will be expected to work in the office 5 days a week beginning January 5. In other words, you got to go back to work if you work for them. And the fascination of being a remote worker is something that I've always had. I thought, it's interesting. I mean, a lot of jobs you don't have to be in the office all day or even every day, but I would think if you're making film and you're having a lot of interpersonal exchanges, that would be kind of important. I mean, maybe the readers. I don't know. OC Dobbins, what do you think? Kind of strange. Hey, John Graber's in the house, the space jockey. What's up, buddy? He says Apple TV is exclusive for F1 in the US next year. Yeah, I think it's going to be excellent. It's a 5-year deal. It's worth an awful lot of money. But I think they really do need to push F1 into the States. It's going to take a while. It's not going to catch on right away, except for with the people that are here illegally right now. Sorry, it was a joke. It was a joke. But no, F1 is one of the most the biggest sports in the world, like football, which we call soccer here in the States. But yeah, I think this is just the beginning for Paramount, and I think Hollywood's about to do another massive round of layoffs. We know NBC News is going to see some, but we know for a fact that CBS News is going to get wrecked. Barry Weiss being the boss over there, be amazing. John Gibson's in the house. Good to see you, John. This is an interesting statement by the guys last night on FNT. It's something that is something we should all think about. The fact that all the strikes that we experienced, the guilds and the unions and all of that, they got their 3-year contract in place. You think they're going to try and strike again? Coming up on it. You think we could be in 2026 with potential for strikes? Unacceptable Views is in the house. Saying soon culture will hit 50K and we get the shaving stream. Can't wait. I don't think that's what's happening at 50K. I do know Six sent me something to make sure it doesn't get lost to time. She is an incredible researcher and a wonderful lady. And I think she's lovely and wonderful. But she sent me something. Apparently at 100K during one of my late night culture shows and a full dressing down by my panel and my audience, when I got to 100K, I said something dumb that I would do. I said something dumb that I would do. And it's along these lines, Unacceptable Views. It's crazy. Trying to scan through the list here. My 20 USA dollars helped a little, I hope. Friend, all of you help every single day in your own way, whether it be through your support of Canada visiting our 2A, and maybe adding it to their own. Maybe it's keeping a creator's plate full. But you guys are all incredible. I appreciate you. If nobody's telling you that, I do. I do. Oh, six is definitely not a dude. Six is an incredibly wonderful lady, high quality researcher, and excellent producer with Midnight's Edge for a long, long time. Speaking of CBS's Barry Weiss, um, after trying to tout the attempted coup of Barry Weiss, Variety decided to go into the question mode, asking questions about whether Barry Weiss is able to change CBS News. Can she fix it? And it's always this, trying to frame it in Trump's America. No, it's everybody's America. He just happens to be president right now. And that's just a way to throw shade. So there's no shortage of hot takes about Barry Weiss' appointment as CBS News top editorial exec, and speculation that David Ellison has paid $150 million for her contrarian outlet. It's not contrarian. This is a woman who built the free press to be able to tell the truth in news, to be able to do actual journalism, to actually investigate stories, put some effort into it. And in order to get her into that position, David Ellison had to buy the free press for $150 million. They're trying to suggest here, or say it outright, that the free press mainly to appease the likes of Donald Trump by trying to show that he wants to make CBS News anti-woke and root out alleged liberal bias. It's not alleged. It's pretty clear. And as Weatherman suggests in the Rumble chat, I think fully she's perfectly capable. Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't be crying so loud. And that's true. They're just worried about it. Weiss' arrival at CBS News rattled the troops. Of course it did, because they are activists, not journalists. That's a problem. In fact, one of the questions that used to get bandied about in journalism classes, journalism schools, was always, why do you want to be a journalist? Because it's not like you're going to be filthy rich unless you write books about what it is you reported on. And the answers by students was to be an activist for a cause, or roughly translated anyway, paraphrasing. That's not what you do. It's not what you're supposed to do as a journalist. You're supposed to be unbiased and don't take, your opinion into anything. It just doesn't work. So the WJ East warned staffers to not reply to her memo. That should have told you who are already politically aligned and are incapable of being unbiased. But the memo that she sent to those staffers was, how do you spend your working hours? And the union didn't want anybody to respond to that because they didn't want the responses to factor into layoffs or discipline. I think employers should know exactly what you're doing during your working hours, but that's just me. CBS told the WGA that employees would not be disciplined for not responding, and that immediately is going to help cut the legs out from under Weiss as the authority there. That was a terrible answer. That particular episode reflects the fear and uncertainty of what Weiss, who has no experience in, see, they try to use this in TV news, what she plans to do at CBS News. First and foremost, I've seen this woman. She's been on with Tim Pool and many others. She has a background in media. She understands what being media cool is. She also knows the facts. I don't think you need a TV news degree, broadcast news degree to run this effort. They're just terrified of her. Anyway, I just think it's interesting that they're going to try to couch this in 1,000 ways because they can't. It's hard for them to go after a woman. And if memory serves, I think she's a lesbian woman to boot. She certainly supports same-sex marriage and some other things that maybe some people don't. So Two Penny Puppet for 5. Good to see you. Says, I jumped on the Criticless bandwagon early. Good. But now I finally got TPP bookmark, G&G bookmark. Yes, I even bookmarked Film Threat. That's right. I have high hopes. You should. I have amazing hopes. I'm very excited. I'm looking at my friends, my very close friends do amazing things, and doing it together even better. Again, we will all rise up, participate. Look, if you're on my Discord, if you're on my channel, you can always make a post or a comment to me on something you'd like to see me do or cover. Pretty fearless, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays when it comes to the new podcast show. Thanks for your attention to this matter. And we talk more about politics than we do anything else. Lucius Nature Triste, a little Latin for you in the morning, says, always here, but nothing meaningful to say. So I don't chat, just lurk. It's okay. It's okay. I suggested early on we might have a lurker tax here, but then I was reminded that Drunk doesn't have a lurker tax, so I shouldn't enforce one. Yeah, because I feel it keeps people from being here, and I feel that maybe it keeps them from commenting. I'm glad you're here to comment, and I'm thankful for your $5 super chat, Lucius Nature Triste. Amazing. David Lemmy's brain trust says the Ellisons are megalomaniacs. That's for certain. They have been. I mean, they created a monster. They really did. Unacceptable Views says, listening for an hour, then off to farmer's market. Awesome. The last one, that's not good. Last farmer's market of the season. Well, I hope you have a good time. I'm a little bit jealous. I love farmers markets. Do check out the beginning of the Salty Nerd podcast in about a half an hour, if you can. Just listen in the car or whatnot. And Gollum, I agree with you. Weiss needs to do a Elon and clear everybody out. Yep. True story. Scott Westbrook, the legend, the legendary Scott Westbrook, is here with 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Scott. Hope to see you again in Florida this year and get a chance to see some of your new photography. I hope you still are doing that. That was so impressive. It's just a beautiful picture in your avatar. Holy cow. It's Aldo. What's up, Aldo? Hey, all. Or shall I say, hail the 199. You know what? Hey, I love the 199. I was on board early. I was one of the first premier members over on the original G&G website. So what does that tell you? Snakes! She doesn't check enough boxes? Yeah, she does. She checks all the boxes. I mean, this is a woman who is now 100 millionaire because she started her own thing and kept the vision in place. She had the right relationships to get where she needed to go, and she's expanded upon that now. So I think if you don't hitch your wagon to this lady's horse, and you're working at CBS, you're not going to go very much farther. Brahma Bull says every newsroom on the networks will automatically dismiss anyone who didn't rise through their ranks. They will never respect her. She needs to drop the axe on many and establish dominance. I agree with you, which is why it surprised me they cut her legs out from under her on her first thing, Brahma. That's a good conversation for you Sunday night. By the way, we will have a late night culture tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll have some guests, and then that will lead directly into Brahma's show. At least I hope, barring any disasters here at the homestead. So there's that. And thanks again to Scott Westbrook. That was very generous, and I very appreciate it. Drunk should have a tripping the poo tax. Okay, I agree with that. I still don't think he did it. I know he nearly stole Minnie from Mickey. He got the stank eye from Mickey. Caveat ties for $1. Thank you for the CultureCasino cash. Dollar dollar make you holla. Here's some mostly lurking money. That's right. Midnight's Edge is Midnight's Edge in the morning. MEITM. Yeah, MEITM. There it is right there. Dr. Joe Powers. Keely Chow, brother. Roll Tide. Hope things are going well. All right. All right, let's move on. We've done this story. We've run it into the ground, and we've run in the family into the ground. You know, the sister's the only failed business person there. Apparently, and look, I have doubts here. You know what? I have so many doubts. I'm not going to show that because there was a tweet yesterday that revealed that maybe there were some CIA messaging that went to and fro with governor candidate Abigail Spanberger. That's a no-no between the CIA and a candidate. That's very, very bad. So I won't run with it until it's been confirmed, but just have that in your radar. Gollum says, "Go Vols." All right, what else we got? Oh, we got Aldo with a contribution. 199 says, "I watched the TPP guys before G&G, and good morning." Oh yeah, and thank you, Aldo. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the expansion and the extra effort from the teams. I think it's going to be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Legendary. Yeah. Well, thank you, Aldo. Thank you. Gollum wants to let's go Utes. Hey, I love college sports. Don't get me wrong. I just don't watch sports much anymore. Gun Bunny's here. It's been a minute. It's good to see you. And Maddie's popped in too. Hello. Hello, nurse. There you go. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to you. All right, let's get to this last story. Rocky Top will always be home sweet home to me. Holy cow, John Monkey's here. Look at all these people. Jaffo just popped in. I am blessed man. And of course, the lovely Tina Guzman. You guys are so great. All right, let's get to the story. I want to get to this one. I want to get to at least this story. Okay, from Wall Street Apes, pretty good reporting here. Gavin Newsom gave his close family friends $500,000 from the Pacific Palisades aid relief. Now, of course, this is kind of interesting framing, and I'll call out both sides because I call balls and strikes. Balls and strikes. So Spencer Pratt, let's talk about John Paul Getty Trust. The Getty Trust received $500,000 from fire aid money for its LA Arts Community Fire Relief Fund under the category of musicians and artists. I'm not sure why the Getty Trust needed any fire aid money since their most recent IRS form declared a revenue of over $370 billion in 2023 and assets totaling $12.3 billion. Um, yeah, because I was mistaken in my assessment that the Getty location had received damage, but it didn't. At least not according to people here who corrected me. So the trust president and CEO, one person, received a salary of $3.7 million. So what exactly did the Getty Trust need 500,000 of fire aid money for? Well, I guess it's just a little petty cash to exchange amongst friends because, as you may recall, the Newsomes and the Getty families have been socially intertwined for generations. The Getty family members donated over $500,000 to Newsom's campaigns from his 1990 San Francisco supervisor run through his 2018 gubernatorial victory. Included the public J. Paul Getty Trust. The Getty family's support has extended to Newsom's political rise with shared social circles, including figures like Nancy Pelosi, who is, I guess, his aunt, and Jerry Brown, who was a terrible governor. Anyway, Gordon Getty invested in all 11 of Newsom's early ventures, holding lead stakes. A Getty family trust paid Newsom directly for investment consulting in the early 1990s. Gordon and Ann Getty provided undocumented gifts and low interest loans for Newsom's home purchases, including real estate in San Francisco. This video, if you want to find it, again, this is at Wall Street Apes on X, accompanies this idea, and Spencer Pratt actually does a really good job breaking it down. But this isn't the only weirdness that came out, and I just realized you guys couldn't see the story. This fellow here is the guy that did it, but you can find this at Wall Street Apes. Everything that I just said, and you might want to take a look at it. But um, every single dollar that went to that fire aid, like $100 million or some such, um, where did it go? Where did the billions of dollars go for the high speed rail? Where about the billions for solving the homelessness problem? These questions have to be asked more consistently and more frequently, because there's a lot of money that seems to be floating around in places it shouldn't. And there's a lot of money that seem to be ending up in people's pockets and not people that were affected by the Palisades fire. As I mentioned before, to get your gas reconnected in the Palisades network of homes that burned down, that Palisades area, neighborhood, they're charging you a new construction connection fee, apparently of around, at least for one customer, $63,000. Mines are already there. Why is this happening? Very strange. Eric K says Newsom's family set up NGOs that stole a good chunk of the money raised for fire victims. Yeah, see, and that's the other problem. I think NGOs should be something that, have to be regularly checked and investigated, because this is happening to often non-governmental organizations. No, doesn't seem that way. It seems they're very politically aligned, and they're a real problem. I'm getting sick and tired of that. Yeah, misplaced money is floating. Oh, it is. Yeah, definitely into people's pockets. Very tired of it. The Latino Slant has donated directly money to three separate families, money raised from our chats, And God bless us. Indeed. Indeed. And you probably know who managed the money and sent it where it needed to go. And you're doing direct support for people who were affected by the fires. Polly's a good guy. He's a good creator. You're going to see a lot of stuff on his channel that you won't see anywhere else because he that's what he does. Um, and where did the money go? Some of the places the money was directed to are for support of like a weird choir and some other stuff. Very strange. Yeah, corruption, I would say. Georgia Peach, indeed. Archer Merchant sent a $5 super chat to say, did you see actors like Joseph Gordon-Levitt starting to call out Newsom on being a flip-flop on AI protections? Yeah. I think you're going to start seeing more and more of that. Look, and Lightning Sketch is one of the people here that's trying to see the return of Hollywood to what it used to be, and I'd like to see that too. When it comes to AI, I think you're going to get. I think the value of AI in movie production is more the pre-visualization. But would it surprise me that we would end up with AI script readers? No. I mean, there's a lot of jobs in Hollywood that aren't being done particularly well right now. Um, it's being done by activists, in my opinion, and that's why you're still seeing the green lighting of woke garbage. Kronos Gottweisen says most of the money goes to administration costs. The rest goes to subcontractors, each of which has administration costs. Yeah, not to mention the fact that it should just be going directly to the people that need it. Aldo, I'm trying to think of what you might know him from. He's been in some stuff. Um, he's been pretty good in some stuff. He was a child actor, as a matter of fact, early on in his career. Been in, I think, some Disney movies and stuff, but yeah. Gun Bunny says, unfortunately, I have to do chores. Well, I'm grateful you made it this morning, my friend. David Lammy's brain trust says it's so great that actors teach us how life works. Actually, I think they're figuring out we don't care for their opinion and we don't really need it or want it. And I think that's kind of bothering some of them, like the bubble-headed Hulk actor. Hulk is the state religion of California, unfortunately. Was he in Looper? I wanted to say he was in the one of the last successful DiCaprio movies, um, where the top doesn't stop spinning. I could be wrong. Back to the actor that changed everything about themselves. Kronos Godwisen says, listen to an interview with Mike Benz where he said 95% of the Live Aid money went to warlords. That's terrible. Yeah. Aldo says, every time I ask peers what actor I look like, they say a young Mark Ruffalo. I die a little inside every time. Well, I understand. Yep, Inception. Yeah. What else is happening? Hey, Bubba Big Daddy Porkins in the house. Says, yeah, Gina Carano, keep your opinions to yourself. Nobody cares what you have to say. Well, I have an audience of a few people watching. I think some people might care. But it's great to see you all here. Yeah, he was in Inception. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in a really weird, like, sex-driven movie. Can't remember what that is anymore. Very strange. James All Day says, her and David Ellison need to have a staff meeting with everybody at CBS News. Oh, okay. That's not a bad idea. And say that we're moving CBS News back to the center. If you don't like it, there's the door. Find employment elsewhere. I think so. And I kind of feel like that was the attempt with that memo, but it obviously wasn't something they allowed to land. So, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, indeed. Rufio. Yeah, not Ruffalo, though. Speaking of which, still a great movie. Hook, where's the hook? Hook, where's the hook? All right, let's see what we got. Some of the stuff you've been doing lately, Putin Scat, has been pretty incredible. You and Release the McCracken and Rate Specialist, and there's a lot of you out there really using those tools for fun. I'm enjoying it. Archer Merchant for another $5 says, with Tronless Ares having bombed, what's over under for He-Man being good? If it has the same kind of garbage that they had in the latest animation, I don't think it's going to be all that great. Plus, I mean, I didn't see Greta Thunberg as Adam in the casting, so hard to say. Yeah, it's been a minute, my friend. Been a minute. Run home, Jack. Home run, Jack. There you go. All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's talk about what happened Friday. If you want to talk movies real quick, because I'm going to be doing the recording for the movie box office video that I do for Mondays. I'll be recording that tomorrow. And so far, Black Phone is started off pretty well. The estimates put it at $3,160 per theater average. Tron Ares, not so great yesterday. I have a feeling as we get through the weekend, these numbers are going to look worse and worse. I don't think there is a movie in theaters this week that's going to be an enormous winner. I think the punch in the teeth that Disney took over Tron Ares is real. I think having 7 or 8 different flops in a year is a problem, even when one of your films crosses $1 billion. I think I'm really bummed for Lionsgate and for Keanu Reeves because Good Fortune looks like it's going to have a problem. The Friday earnings were not great. And one battle after another is having a daily battle with reaching $1 million. So how much money they lose on one battle after another is going to be a big problem. And that sucks because Warner Brothers was on a winning streak. And handily beating Disney. Oh, also some terrible news you guys probably don't want to hear. Rachel Zegler got a job because she convinced another casting director that she has a quality voice. Zegler is going to be playing singer Gloria Estefan in an upcoming biopic. She's going to try to rebuild her career. So there's that. The third season of Euphoria is coming. It was entirely shot in VistaVision. Which doesn't make sense to me unless they intend to drop this in theaters or something. Because a lot of visual isn't going to make it to your 4K television. So, anyway, just a little bit of Hollywood notes here. Oh, by the way, the Rock Smashing Machine is a guaranteed disaster. That did not work out well. I'm interested in what this third weekend looks like. He is not a star. Toby Moss. Greta Grumpberg. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. Elizabeth Young's here. Good morning, dear. Hope you're doing well. You guys are very creative in the chat. Sorry, guys. Sorry. First of all, Zegler's not going to be able to play. One of the greatest singers ever. Not going to happen. I think a lot of people want Zegler to go away, not just me. Razorburn does not like Miami Sound Machine. But she was great. You guys never heard of Euphoria? It's been a very popular HBO show for 2 seasons. The problem is they have the same problem now at HBO that every other streamer does. It takes them forever to get a season of TV out, and that problem really started right around Entourage, where they were constantly battling to get that made, and it's spilled over into Euphoria. It's spilled over into Game of Thrones. It's spilled into like all this stuff where it just takes them too dang long. You remember the times when we'd get 24 or 26 episodes of a television show each and every year, like clockwork? I do. Fist Division. Are they riding horses on the plains? No, they're going to ride them on Star Destroyers. Latino Census. I reported on this months ago regarding Zegler. I've been doing her musical work and UK having some musical hits yet, but yeah, we'll see how this movie pans out. Yeah, I don't have big expectations for it, Polly. I don't know, man. Aldo says, "Don't ask me how I know this, but they're using actual film rolls. That's good." I'm sorry, I miss depth and texture. I miss film grain. I miss that thing. Putin says, "You just talking box office?" No, I was just finishing up that, but on my box office video for Monday morning, I'll probably do members first Sunday afternoon, evening. So if you're a member, be on the lookout for that. You'll get it before anybody else does. But look, the box office is having a rough go. It's not going to get better soon. Black Phone is going to have a decent and is seemingly having a decent opening, but we'll see. Anyway, we need to get you guys over with a little time to go grab and refresh your coffee, with an opportunity to grab a bottle of water, get yourself something healthy to snack on. You got to go see Salty Nerd Podcast coming up next. Don't forget to mark yourself for JB Spooky Reviews channel. Check out Clipflix's channel and check out Polly's channel, Latino Slant. For those of you who also have channels that I forgot to mention, like Dragon Queen and many others, let's be sure we check them out as well. On that note, Caveat Ties dropped $1 super duper chat. So it says, you get great milk from the Legend Dairy. There we go. On that note. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I truly, oh wait. Yeah. And Aldo's channel. Sorry. Aldo's channel. Indeed. Be on the lookout for all of the great creators that are coming. We do have this afternoon, evening for many of you, That Game Place live, talking about some interesting video game news, to say the least, and maybe the death of Xbox. Hard to say. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, enjoy a great outro. Please.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back.
Huge shout out to Jillian H for 5 Culture Casino memberships. Be sure to head over to Salty Nerd Podcast next. And thank you for your support. See ya.